Hey, good morning. It's about 7:10. I'm in a cab, actually a Grab, and I'm heading over to Don Muang Airport. Little flight, 1 hour flight to Georgetown, Penang, Malaysia this morning. I always pick Grab over Bolt. I'm not sure why. I know Bolt is a little cheaper. They were even offering a 30% discount because I haven't used them in a while. But I seem to have a little bit more problems with Bolt as far as my pickups and all, so I'll leave that up to you. Heading to the airport, I always do Grab. It's from my condo in Prompong, Don Muang. It's 340 baht plus 130 baht to use the toll road. Now it's hit or miss on whether he's going to put it on my bill. I've been asked for cash, and other times they somehow put it on my bill as an additional charge, which is preferred, but just be prepared. If you're leaving Suvarnabhumi or heading to Don Muang, they'll take the back roads unless you say take the highway or toll road, and then you pay the additional charge. Yeah, I would definitely do that. And in the case where I live, Prompong, we come all the way up here to Soi 1, right near Bumrungrad Hospital, to hop on the toll road. So factor that in if you're heading to the airport at 5 or 6 p.m. Right now it's 7 in the morning on a Saturday. Clear sailing. Well, it looks like he's not asking me for cash, so hopefully it's going on to my Grab account, and I just have my US credit card linked. The ride from the Prompong area out to Don Muang, it's supposed to be 46 minutes. I always give it an hour and 15, hour and a half. I mean, if you're a little bit more worried about getting to the airport, I've had pretty good luck. The one issue with heading out Don Muang is you're going by Cheng Watana, the main immigration. It's the size of the Pentagon in the United States. All the big wigs, head of interior, head of agriculture, they all work there. And I'll say, I don't know, 20%, maybe more, of the time when I head out there, on a weekday especially, there'll be road closures, and then a limo, then not a limo, but one of those limo vans will come racing through. What I'm getting at is there's all kinds of important people that hang out in that area, and it could cause traffic. So when you say 45 minutes, yeah, don't give it 40 minutes. I'd give it an hour and 15, an hour and a half, and if you're early, just kick back and have a cocktail. So I've never seen this before. He gave me a receipt and the 2 tickets for the toll road. And just like I said, 130 baht, it'll be put on the app. Now, of course, the other way to get out here from my neck of the woods is to get up to the Asok BTS station and the Sukhumvit MRT junction, and then cruise up to the Krung Thep train station, or the old Bang Su. It's still marked Bang Su on the MRT, and get on the new, that's the blue line, then get on the new government train, the red line. It takes you to Don Muang, but I will warn you, it's a long walk from the train to get to the terminals. A half a kilometer maybe, maybe that's an exaggeration, but it's a very long walk. So if you're dragging a heavy suitcase and there are 2 of you, by the time you pay all those train fares, you might have just paid for a Grab. And we're getting out here in less than 40 minutes. I already see the new control tower they're building over there. So yeah, I've never been late anywhere in my life. I think it goes back to being 18 years old and terrified of missing ship's movement in the Navy. So if I'm not a half hour or 45 minutes early, I'm late. I think they're building a new terminal out here, so maybe when you get off that train, it'll take you a little bit more direct in there, but for now, you're gonna get off the train over here on this side of the highway, walk a ways down, then you have to cross the highway, then depending on the terminal, I'm heading to the International. Today it's a solid 15-minute walk, maybe a little bit longer if you're dragging a big heavy suitcase. I'm just rolling with my 7-kilogram backpack, and many of these discounted airlines, that's what the number is going to be, 7.5 kilogram. The good thing about AirAsia, I know it gets a bad rap, they allow you to pay, depending on where you're going, I want to say it was 220 baht extra to go up to 14 kilograms of carry-on. That's a whole bunch of weight. But I normally, there's 2 of us flying today, I normally will do one bag at 14 and the other at 7, and whatever, worst case scenario. I'm sure her bag will be a little heavier, hair dryers or whatever. I can take stuff out of her bag and throw it into mine in the off chance they pull her aside and weigh it. But if you have a smallish looking bag, that's usually not an issue. It's the backpackers that are traveling with this, it looks like they have everything they own on their back and shoes hanging off and on and on. They're the people they pull aside and weigh, and they're shocked and amazed that they now owe an additional, whatever it is, $60 at the gate to pay for 30 extra pounds of luggage. So don't be that guy. And here we are, the older international airport. It's still an international airport. I'm flying to Malaysia today. I know I've flown in from Hong Kong recently, and this is AirAsia here and down the way. This AirAsia, it's going to be one of the number 1 choices cost-wise. So yeah, just be prepared. Do everything you can online. I know they won't accept a screenshot of your boarding pass. I usually print it out, or I at least come up to one of these kiosks. I'm a hard copy ticket guy. I did the phones, but sometimes here in the airport, you're not getting the greatest reception with thousands of people all at AIS or whatever the phone service is. So myself, I usually in the past have kept a screenshot, but for whatever reason lately they're like, screenshot isn't good. We need you to go to the AirAsia website live and show us that copy. So it's just as easy to print out a boarding pass. Now, if you go up to the counter, I don't know if I've ever did that. They're probably going to charge you to print that boarding pass on and on. It's a discounted airline like Ryanair or Spirit in the US. They're going to charge you every step of the way. So you can just take care of it all yourself and it's free, or get nickel and dimed and say AirAsia is the worst airline in the world because you don't really understand how it works. And I don't mean to be that guy. I'm sure 99% of people understand exactly how it works, but they're not the ones posting videos saying, can you believe this airline charged me whatever X amount because my bag was 30 pounds overweight? I'll never fly AirAsia again. I don't know, to me that's just a little nutty. And I don't know anything about this. I certainly wouldn't pay a discount just because it's at the airport. But the Amari, it's right here. It's not behind, how do you say it, customs. You're going to have to clear immigration and customs to stay there. It's right here by the entrance to the street. But if for whatever reason you're transiting through here and you have a 6-hour layover, maybe that'd be a place to crash. Again, I wouldn't pay a ton extra. This is Bangkok. You can jump in a $5 cab and be at many $30 hotel rooms within 5 minutes. Noke Air is another good choice. I've flown them many times. I've flown them all. What do we got on the board here? Noke, AirAsia, Thailand Air. Yeah, there used to be, and I'm not exactly sure, it was AirAsia X or something. They were flying the few wide bodies AirAsia has. I know they were doing a flight to Sydney and Tokyo. I think the Sydney they announced is going away until high season around Christmas time. But they were flying those flights, the Tokyo one I know because I looked that up, to or from Suvarnabhumi. But they're moving pretty much all the AirAsia operations, if what I read online was correct, over here to Don Muang, and that's actually a good thing. The less I can avoid Suvarnabhumi, the better. It's just a major busy airport. Think Atlanta, JFK, LAX, Heathrow. Yeah, the least I have to go through there, the better. And that's the train terminal off in the distance on the right. It doesn't seem that far away, and there goes the train. That's the government red line, and of course you're going to need to pay A separate ticket for the government train, the MRT, and the BTS, all three separate pay systems. It's getting a little more complicated because the MRT is now accepting the Rabbit card, which is the BTS card. Well, some of them are. I know the yellow line is, the blue line does not. So in the case of today, had I taken the train, it would have been pay for the green, pay for the blue, and then at Bang Sue, get a ticket on the red line. Just give it a little extra time. I'm going by car today, but yeah, add that extra time to walk from the train station down here to Terminal 1. Terminal 2 is a little quicker, and I think he dropped me off at the wrong terminal. I'm not positive. I think Terminal 1 is, maybe he's right. It's international and 2 is domestic. We'll see. Nope, I was correct. Domestic is Terminal 2, and Terminal 1 is international. So you're going to have a solid 15-20 minute walk from that train station to get over to the international terminal, and unfortunately that's maybe where you're going to be dragging a heavy suitcase. Myself, I try to go as light as possible, whether I'm going for 2 or 3 days to Malaysia or 2 weeks to Japan. And this is interesting. I saw an ambulance out front from Samidije Hospital, but this AOT Airport Clinic by Samidije. Well, there you go. If you're not feeling well, it's maybe a last resort. So I have plenty of time. I'm going to walk all the way down through Terminal 1. I know there's a food court down there. It's not anything fancy. It's probably made for the workers. But I'm going to head over there and maybe get a bowl of noodles. And they must have a Miracle Lounge up here somewhere. I'm not wasting any time with the lounge today, but Sleep Box, which interests me a little bit. Where does it say it is? It's probably one of those little capsule hotels. That's a toilet. Oh, here it is, Sleep Box. So 500 baht for 1 hour. A little cafe. Yeah, I'm sure it's a capsule hotel. Those are kind of cool. Again, if you're doing something weird, flying in from Hong Kong and you have a 6-hour layover to catch your flight to Chiang Mai, might be worth it. And there's the Miracle Lounge over there. Nothing too fancy. I'm not sure what else is here. I think it's just the Miracle, but I'm not positive. Now I'm going to keep on walking, but Krispy Kreme donuts here on the Terminal 1. They do look good, but yeah, I'm going to keep walking. Now this isn't the food court I was thinking about. That one is as you're walking from the train. This is up on the second level. Been in this airport, I don't know, 20, 30 times, and I did not know this was up here. And airport or not, there are plenty of 70, 80, 100 baht options on the menu. And like most food courts in Southeast Asia, you're going to put money on a card and then go to your stand. There's also Burger King, Subway, KFC. Now they're not going to take the card. They're going to take Visa, MasterCard, cash. You can look up the Magic Garden food court. Terminal 1, 3rd floor. Now over there's a Dairy Queen. It appears to be open at 7 in the morning. The Bonchon chicken does not. Heading back over towards, well, I'm confusing myself. I said this Magic food court was in Terminal 1. The domestic terminal is Terminal 2. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's an LA thing where international is always Terminal 2 and domestic is Terminal 1. It's the opposite here. So international Terminal 1, heading in that direction, past the Magic food court here in the domestic terminal, you'll find a McDonald's. And I'm kind of a plane nerd. I'm always looking for a good observation deck, and I've never had time to check this one out and try to track it down. And I was kind of hoping the observation deck would be outside on perhaps one of these overhangs, but I think it's just this hallway with windows overlooking the runway, but you can get a good look at the golf course in between the two runways. Across the way, I believe that's a Thai Royal Air Force base, which of course shares the runway here. And I want to say, I don't know, I've said this before and I've been corrected. I can see golfers down on the other side walking the fairway there. I made a comment that I thought that golf course was part of the Air Force base. However, the public can play there. I'm not sure. Somebody said it was a public course. I don't know. I had read it was part of that Air Force base, which kind of makes sense, a unique golf course in the middle of the runway. But I think if you want to give it a try, it's not impossible. And this is another good thing I like about Don Mueang Airport, using the air stairs. Old school. So thanks for taking a look at the old airport. And there'll be more videos to come. We'll see you later.